Welcome to our live stream of high school sports. Please note that this broadcast is produced by an independent team of sports enthusiasts, and the views, opinions, and commentary expressed are solely those of the commentators and not representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind you. The heart of a lion, a team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind you. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level, don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Thursday edition of YSN Live, our favorite podcast that airs from noon-ish to whenever the hell we decide to do. So welcome in. We've got a beautiful, beautiful podcast and a broadcast for you. Lots of guests today, including our dear friends over at Crestview, Mr. Gary Niddle, G-Money, joining us here today. Our dear friend and colleague and assistant coach with the Crestview Rebels will join the broadcast with head baseball coach over in Crestview for the baseball program. It is Todd Kibbe, which we're so excited to have him on the show. A long time coming, one of the best baseball players to ever grace this area, and now is going to tell us some stories about how he maintains the field, because we heard it was an adventure yesterday. Can't wait to have that story live right here on YSN. And then at 12:30, we have the Big Red Machine over in East Palestine. Kyler Bourne will join us and talk about life as a three-sport athlete, and specifically how senior year has been for him and how he wants it to go and finish strong in good old EP. As always, I am joined by my co-pilot, the guy that runs the show, both on social media and content-wise on YSN. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Ronald Hartwig. Ant, how are you, buddy?
We're good. I just wish we were a dry day. It would be nice if this weather would break. But, man, I think we keep insulting Mother Nature, and she keeps fighting back.
We've gone through the stages of grief here, because we were really pissed off, really upset earlier in the week, and now you're kind of sad, buddy. I feel like we need to send you a bouquet of flowers or something like that. I mean, you're grieving.
I skipped bargaining.
You're not playing.
I'm in the bargaining stage. I'm trying to bargain with Mother Nature.
What are you going to give to Mother Nature, Ant? I want to know what that looks like.
I have some animal sacrifices out in the yard, so my best
KFC.
Lamb. My best lamb. My finest lamb.
Your best lamb.
Not really,
are you allowed
guys.
to have lamb in Boardman?
Hope so.
Anthony's going to be running a Greek gyro stand with the lamb that he has in his front yard. Gyro. We call them gyros down here in EP. Gyros. I mean, let's. I mean, I'm not classy. I'm not a classy guy.
No.
De classe. Gyro.
Gyro.
We'll ask Gary Niddle knows everything. We'll ask him point blank if it's gyro or gyro, because I got a feeling he's going to try to class it up. That's what he does. He should. It wouldn't surprise me if he is in a tuxedo here today on this show. So we'll find out. But Ant, you alluded to it. A lot of rain, bad weather, cold weather. I was at Eastwood last night at the YSU Bowling Green game, where Bowling Green got the 7-inning victory. it was good to see Logan Bell back. The appreciation we have for the former Lisbon Blue Devil, now at Bowling Green in his senior campaign. Got the start, shaky beginning, but he came around and certainly got some Ks. And then I got to see Lane Rhodes as well. And good to see Lane on the bump, getting and making the most out of every opportunity that he has. And then Brady Shannon, another local prospect here for YSU. It's good to see him get just in the uniform, in live, getting it done. So, our local talent, as we're going to talk to two of the best local coaches, there are, especially when you talk about Kibbe and the adventure that he's had in the game of baseball throughout his life.
And we're not talking about mowing grass.
It's a Well, we're going to talk about mowing grass because there seems to be a story. Yeah. Blades falling off, pets' heads are falling off. Everything's happening over in Crestview just to get these games in. But we'll talk to them in just a moment here. Ant, we're washed out tonight. For those that are looking, I mean, every direction we look right now looks like it's washed out. Again, Mother Nature having her way on this Thursday. We'll try to get back into it on Friday. Scene Park, I believe we got the official text message. It's shut down. Like, park's closed.
Scene's down. Park's closed. Moose out front should have told me.
So the Cardinal Mooney game the Cardinal Mooney game I was going to do, the Yoakley curse continues as I try to do a game and Mother Nature says, sit on it, pal. So, yeah, that's not good. But Mooney with a big win last night over Ursuline in the Holy War, and Ben Otis again shutting out the opposition. And it's one of the main reasons he's up for big dogs. The dude has just been lighting it up on the bump. So get your votes in. Voting ends on Sunday at midnight. What a lineup we have there. 6 great pitchers to choose from. And we have the same on the other side for the girls, who continue to show up night after night.
Yeah, and we actually had Boardman get the first win over Fitch since 2021 on the softball diamond last night. They won 4-3 on the turf. They lost the game that got continued 10-9. Fitch was able to come and score a run in the top of the 8th to win that game. But then they came back and they had another comeback victory over Fitch in the second game on the turf. So Boardman splits the AAC series with the Falcons, and they get the first win over Fitch since 2021.
Well done, Boardman. Congratulations. Oh, split. I mean, so congratulations to Fitch as well.
Yeah.
You never know in the AAC, man. You never know in the AAC. It's any given, whatever the day is that ends in Y. In the AAC, both on both sides of the diamond, baseball and softball. So
Boardman and Fitch baseball
fun to watch,
though. So that's just.
I mean, again, they're always playing. It just feels like that those games never close out. It's incredible.
They're deadlocked at 2 right now. Game had to get delayed.
Well, we could bring in a guy that knows a thing or two about those AAC games, and a guy that knows a little bit about baseball, probably has forgotten more baseball than most of us will ever know. Ladies and gentlemen, the dynamic duo from the Crestview Rebels. Well, let's just give it to him. I roll out the black and gold carpet this time around. Leading things off, I got to introduce him first because he is the head ball coach. Ladies and gentlemen, a friend of the program, a friend of what we do here at YSN, and I love talking to this guy, Todd Kibbe, the head coach of the Rebels. Coach, how are you?
Good. Just be nice if the weather would break and we could play some consistent baseball. It's an adventure every day.
We're with you.
Yes.
Well, we're going to talk about that adventure every day here in a moment. So just hang tight because we got to bring in the side saddle of the Crestview Rebel program, the assistant coach, our dear friend and colleague in baseball extraordinaire, Gary Nittle. G-Nit, how are you, buddy?
Fantastic. As Coach Kibbe said, I think we'd rather be outside and see a little bit of sun, but I guess we'll settle for this.
Way to be optimistic, Gare. Way to be optimistic.
Always.
We expect it from Kibbe. We need you to bring a little sunshine.
I mean, what do you want from me? I'm looking out my window. It don't look pretty. Anthony put me in
Well, we're just happy you got a Wi-Fi.
We're working. We're working on it. Hey, before you get in, I just want to say a couple things with your intro. First of all, you had to mention Lane Rhodes' name. Nightmares. Love Lane. Love the Rhodes family. But as soon as you said his name, I went back to that regional game that I tried to put in the past. But it's good to see him. Obviously, Logan Bell, Jake Gearing, that whole group that was down there, all great, from our area. And I'm going to take 1 minute because I just wanted to throw, since you started throwing names around. I put something on my Twitter feed yesterday from a picture from our Myrtle trip. If you remember the Beach Boys, DJ, and I was looking at that picture, and you got, Landon Beitelcheese, who's pitching for the number 1 ranked team in the nation, the Razorbacks, on the weekends. Last night you had AJ Havrilla and Ben Slanker going head to head. And I don't know if you saw, Havrilla went yard. And then you got Slanker, who's second in the nation in home runs right now. It was fun to see those two playing. Nate Shaw at Wright State, he's still pitching there. Dom Magliocca is still at Miami. Brent Herman is at High Point. And then you got Mr. Patelis at Tiffin, his first year there. And the best part is, I don't know if you knew this, but Ricky is on staff now as a GA at Tiffin. So,
oh, wow.
It's been fun just watching some of, you mentioned the local guys, and, we're fortunate to have a bunch playing and get to watch them. And it's been awesome. But that picture with all of them in that picture, Petro is in there, your boy, Gerdick. It's a great
gas
picture.
Man.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to, you mentioned the local talent, and we get asked all the time. There's a lot of talent in this area, and and we're very fortunate. Just wish we had better weather to showcase it.
I hear you, and that's the thing that we try to.
Kibby, what you really want to have.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing we try to project is baseball and softball is the most recognized sport here in the Valley, from getting players from high school to college, and it's not even close. So when you talk about the frustrations that we have to not be able to showcase these kids, their talents, on an everyday basis or an every other day basis, it is frustrating. So I guess I turn the attention to you, Coach Kibbs. You've gone through this as a player at seemingly every single level. Is the frustration still there? When on the coaching side, like when you come back and you're like, okay, how do you keep these kids engaged? How do you keep them mentally from doing gymnastics essentially, and checking out for weeks at a time? It's got to be a challenge, isn't it?
It's definitely the biggest challenge of our area. You play one day, rained out 3 days. So keeping the guys with their task on hand, especially with us, where we have a good mixture of young guys, but getting them that exposure and that experience out of the gate is hard to do because we're only 4 games in. Monday night, go down the scene, and you go through 3 seasons within 30 minutes where it's 65 and sunny. Then it starts to rain. And by the end of the first inning, it's a snowstorm. So keeping them engaged in the game when you aren't playing consistent, if they would just push the season back a month, I feel like it would be better off for everyone, especially from the pitching sense, where it seems like every day, we have all of our arms back, but we need to get that young experience on the mound. So, we're throwing them in there in any situation that we can, especially with all the pitching guys I have on staff. Hey, let's see what this guy can do. Let's see what this guy can do. That way we're ready for every scenario come the end of the line as we get down, into tournament baseball. So it's a daily challenge for me. I know Coach Nitz put me on the spot with the field. I am a madman with it.
Well, how'd it go yesterday? The field looked great.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
It went from hour of mowing to a brand new mower having the blade snap off in the middle of the open field, searching for it, to driving over to Hilltop to get a new bolt to put the mower blade back on just to finish mowing. Couldn't find my phone. Fell off my lap when I was mowing. Backed up the mower, ran it over. So it was yesterday was an adventure of just taking all day body shots from Mike Tyson. Just haymakers in the 5th round, just all day, just something new every minute. It was
Hey, Kibbs, you better get a phone quick, man, because the cost of those things are going up seemingly pretty quick here. You might want to go grab one.
Oh yeah, no, it's all good. It's just a little cracked screen. Nothing I can't survive.
Attaboy. Way to persevere. We're proud of you.
That's right.
Coach, we were talking about navigating this weather, and I think every coach has their own way of trying to keep everybody engaged and keep everything kind of fun and lighthearted during rain delays and these days where we don't have games. What are some of your routines and some of the things that you'd like to do to keep the kids engaged during days like this?
Well, like today, we played yesterday, so we're going to come indoors today and try to get a bunch of hitting in. I think the biggest thing is maintaining the live at-bats, maintaining the competition, whether it's internal or external. Today, obviously, like 8 of the last 10 days are going to be internal competition. We'll have some guys throwing live as we prepare for the weekend. Another inch of rain between 3 o'clock, so it puts tomorrow in jeopardy. So getting some of those arms out and throwing inside and keeping them where they need to be is something that, we have to do, and set up the machine, work on velo, because our schedule is a tough one. It's a gauntlet. I made it that way for a reason. That way, when it comes down, we've already had, I think everyone's one man that we went and faced so far this year, which is what we wanted. Being prepared for that. So, knowing that every day is a competition and it's what you do with it, that is probably the biggest thing. Win the day, win the inning, win the pitch. That's kind of what we're looking to do, and get that mentality to sink in across the board. I think especially I think we started 3 freshmen yesterday, 2 sophomores, and the rest were seniors. So, getting them to understand that, like, baseball's a grind. Mm-hmm. I lived it every single day. And whatever it throws at you, whether you're inside, outside, practice, canceled, it's Ohio. At the end of the day, like I yelled at my mom for years. I was like, if we would have just moved to Florida when I was in high school, I couldn't tell you where I would be. Here it's every day is a new adventure. 70 degrees, and then it's 30 and raining today. So it's done. Nothing else you can do.
We're glad you're here, though. We're glad you're here in Ohio, Coach.
I appreciate it.
I have to ask the question because, I mean, we'll start with Gary, but there was a retirement. There was a graphic. There was you're done. Looking, it's time for you to move on and kind of dedicate yourself back to your family and give your time there. And then all of a sudden, you show up in Crestview. You show up in black and gold. How did that story kind of transpire? We'll get your side of the love story first, and then we'll move over to Coach Kibbe's side, which is probably more accurate.
This is pretty simple. My situation's kind of chronicled, and it was just taking a toll. Coach Kibbe will tell you, and anyone who's been a head coach in this area, it's a grind, and it's most people think we just roll out on a Monday, Tuesday, play games, and then get a non-league game in later in the week, and then that's all we do. Coach Terp at Camel could attest to this when he took his first head job as being an assistant for a long time. There's just a lot that goes into it. It's the scheduling side, it's the parents side, it's spring trips that we used to do. We would start in September and go all the way through the season, and usually it was a late season. You have busing situations, you got the weather, obviously, that you deal with. I can go on. And it just got to a point where it was really hard to balance everything for me. And I was okay walking away. I knew we left Canfield in a fantastic position. Actually, the position where we're at in Crestview is kind of what Canfield was in, last year. Starting 6 freshmen. Those freshmen are now sophomores, and they're continuing the success this year. And then it was kind of the way things work. Coach Knox really wanted to be on staff at Canfield, and when I was there, we tried to make it happen. It just didn't work, and he had the opportunity to join the staff at Canfield, and which left an opening at Crestview. And I don't think I have any admiration for any other coach like Coach Knox. I truly believe he's the best that I've ever been around as a coach, and the respect that I have for him is immense. And Coach Kibbe kind of joked, hey, we got a spot open now. And, you know, he mentioned you don't have to deal with the parents. You don't have to deal with the scheduling. You don't have to deal with, you know, all the things that make being a head coach difficult. He said, just come down and, you know, bring some culture, you know, bring your experience to these young kids. And it kind of also started, I'm helping them in the summer. I think Coach Kibbe does a fantastic job. Travel baseball is not something I preached to kids, especially before the age of 12, until I saw what Coach Kibbe did with his program. You know, parents aren't involved. You know, he has experienced coaches that have played at the college level, and they do things the right way. And Coach Sabella, obviously one of my staff members, is there. Another former staff member who's at Crestview, Steve Richards, also works with the Naturals in the summer. And it started with that. And then, you know, he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's like The Godfather. And for those that don't know, Coach Kibbe was the first player that I've ever coached that played professionally. So, you know, we had that going back, and he has Patrick O'Brien on staff, who I coached at Boardman, and brought him on staff with me. The stars aligned. It just made sense. The staff that Coach Kibbe's put together is unbelievable with those names I mentioned. Coach Deeds, who I haven't all played baseball in the, you know, collegiately. And my job is just to bring, you know, a winning culture to Crestview. And that's what Coach Kibbe has put in place. And, you know, young kids are buying in. You know, I had to kind of go through what he's going through when I got my first head job at Liberty. And it was a program that, to be honest, just was in shambles. They didn't have any wins when I came in. And, you know, I started the young kids, and by the time they were seniors, we had won 20 games. And, you know, but it's all culture. And Coach Kibbe understands it. The staff understands that. And then once they start buying in, there's some good up and coming talent coming through Crestview. I can promise you. Coach Kibbe will say this in a minute. You know, we're 2 years away from when he started there to when that group are going to be seniors. And look out. That's all I can tell you, because he's building something fantastic in Crestview.
Kibbs, how hard did Gary Niddle have to come in and pray and beg for you to get a job on your staff?
Not at all. I was pleased to have him.
Wow.
You know, we joked about making a trade and everything. I played for Coach Nitz my freshman year. You know, so there's always something there about a guy that you played for. You know, I have the same relationship with Beamer, with Gabe's. You know, I do anything for those guys. You know, they showed me the ropes with high school baseball. Still talk to them on a daily basis. Play for Coach Nitz, Coach O'Hara. And, you know, I'm fortunate enough now to have guys on staff that I played with. Coach Deeds, I played pro ball with. Coach Richards coaches with me in the summer. Me and Obi. Obi is a Boardman kid. He was going to be my roommate at Bowling Green. You know, so I'm fortunate to have him. And Coach Nitz was like that dream cast that you just kind of throw out there. And, you know, replacing Knox is never easy. You know, that guy's one of the best to ever do it in this area. And, you know, so I needed another guy with a ton of experience. And, you know, I just thrown it out there. I said, hey, saw you retired. You know, I'd love to have you. I'd love to have you on staff. If we can make it work, we'll make it work. I said, I handle all the everythings. Since we've been on this call, I got 2 calls from my AD about moving games and everything else. So I know he doesn't have to deal with that anymore, and I do. As soon as I get off here, I'll have to handle that. But that was throw out the line, see what happens. And, you know, he bit, and I feel like I caught the
Still, I got to ask you, I mean, Gary, you said something really interesting about the 2-year thing. And you know, you can talk about 2 years and you can talk about the future all you want. And obviously, I don't know if we lost Coach Kibbe or not, but I know he's dealing with all that. He just alluded to it, athletic directors and obviously changing games and moving games around. But when you're talking about 2 years from now, that's all well and good. But there are a group of seniors and juniors that are going to sit there and go, hey, why not us? Why not now? well, I'll point it to you, Garrett, because I still don't know if Todd's back or not, having some technical difficulties. But, how do you keep the interest there now with the seniors now and the juniors that are going to be seniors in the blink of an eye?
I don't think it's that difficult, to be honest. We preach to them that in what we did at Canfield is it's your legacy that's going to be left behind. Be the leaders that can, take new information and pass it along to these young kids. As a senior, this is your last year. It's you make what you can of it. I've always preached that. We can't make the plays for you as coaches. You got to go out and take what's yours. It's one of those things. It's being a big brother. It's family. To be part of something, to say, hey, I was there when this program, turned the corner. I was a senior when this kid is playing. I get kids all the time that didn't even play with AJ Havril or Landon Beitelgeuse that were 2 years up, but they would come to games. It's family. It's a culture. It's really culture. And, they're the ones that are going to benefit when they can say, hey, I was part of that. I started that. And it's not looking 2 years. I'm just saying we got a lot of young kids. We have the talent this year. Like Coach Kibbe said, all the arms are back. It's just hard to get them mound time with the weather. And the other thing Coach Kibbe, didn't get to mention, you don't know when you are playing. So that's where baseball is different than softball. Is we want our guys to throw live today. But what if we get the game in tomorrow? And if you do that, now that guy that threw live today is dead and can't throw tomorrow. It's a balancing. That's as a head coach and as a pitching coach, tough, because you just never know. You can't waste an arm throwing live, and then all of a sudden, miraculously, we get a field ready tomorrow. So I might have to take off.
I felt like we were talking to that's fine. We'll get right to Shohei Ohtani instead of the translator. So we appreciate you popping by, Garrett. We appreciate you, buddy.
I appreciate you guys.
You're the best, buddy.
You got it, Kip.
We joke because we love you.
Appreciate you, man.
Bye.
Get him out of here. Get him the hell out of here. Goodness gracious. Kibbs, this same question to you. I mean, you guys, obviously, you have a lot to look forward to in the future, but how do you keep these kids inspired right now and wanting them to play competitive baseball?
It's tough. It's probably one of the hardest things of coaching. When you aren't playing consistent, it's hard. When you aren't playing consistent, it's hard to execute. And the game we want to play with the pitchers that we have to execute every asset of the game. And when we aren't doing that on a daily basis, that's why coming in, throwing live, like there's going to be bunts, there's going to be squeezes, there's going to be hit and runs throughout, so competing, finding a way to get the job done. Next man up mentality. I know Coach Nitz alluded to it a few times. We do have a young group, and we have the senior arms, which is always good. But we have young guys that are pushing the upperclassmen, which also is good. And going to have good numbers again next year coming in.
No, more technical difficulties.
I think if that happens,
we're going to make sure that we get him
getting a call. So I think people
another
keep
call, another AD call. I told him I had the YSN thing, and he's calling me to add Beaver Local on Saturday. So I'll have to get back to him when I can.
Breaking news, journalism at its finest, right here on YSN.
Yes. Yes.
Kibbs, we want to have you back on and longer, in the future. So let's get together next week if you don't mind, and kind of really break things down, because there's so much to get to. You've got a storied past and a rich future, but your presence bright as well. We want to appreciate you. We want to say thank you for stopping by today. Please don't break any more mowers. We love what you're doing out there at Crestview, buddy. And I'll make sure that I text you a couple times so that way you can read through the cracked screen.
Perfect. Hopefully it's via my computer next time. That way my phone rings nonstop all day, and I'm here for the full 15 minutes instead of 7 as my phone continually rings right now.
I got you, buddy.
But I
You're welcome
appreciate everything you guys do.
You know that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate everything you guys do. Best to do it in the Valley. You guys are great.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Love you. Be well. And hopefully you get some game time here coming up shortly.
I appreciate your time. Thanks. Thanks, Ant.
You got it, buddy.
You got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Todd Kibbe. Man. See, Gary, there's a running joke here at YSN about Gary and how he just runs over everybody who talks. It's we love Gary. Like, there's nobody we love more than Gary Niddle. But you let him go, and it's welcome to my TED Talk. He can fly. He doesn't need a pilot. He just goes. And, I think that having those two on was great. And, I'm excited because that is a great story. I mean, Gary, he released everything here on YSN, obviously, because there's a relationship there, but it was, hey, I want to step away. I want to give more. And he's still giving great attention to his children and his family, his lovely wife. But some things you can take the boy out of the game, but you can't take the game out of the boy. You know what I mean? Gary loves baseball. He loves student athletes. He's a teacher. He loves students in general. And I think I always was skeptical about when he was stepping away from Canfield. Like,
and he said it. Time. I mean, he's not a head coach anymore. Like, he doesn't have to deal with all the stuff that made coaching hard. Made him want to step away from coaching. The things that you have to deal with as a coach. Now he just gets to kind of do what he loves in the aspect of coaching, which is show up and teach the kids the game, which is, he's a great teacher. So I think that he wanted to step away from being a head coach, and he did that. And once the opportunity came where someone said, hey, you can be an assistant coach and not have to deal with all the stuff that head coaches have to deal with, he jumped on it because he wasn't ready to let go of the game of baseball.
But it did look like a trade. If you look at it, if it's a transaction, Coach Knox and Coach Niddle, it's just a trade. It was you're trading draft picks at that point. It was pretty interesting. So we'll get those two back on. We'll let Niddle have his 2-hour show all to himself, his call-in show, where he won't take any calls, by the way. We'll just talk the entire time. But we have some important business to get to, Mr. Hartwig. A gentleman who I appreciate so much. I feel like we're cut from the same cloth. Maybe not the same size cloth. Like, I think his cloth's a little bit bigger than mine. He is from my stomping grounds of East Palestine. He is the starting first baseman. He also pitches, and he hits absolute nukes. He's a 3-sport athlete in football, in basketball, and in baseball, and he is making it his way to a field near you. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Big Red, Kyler Moore. KB, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing well. Am I getting you out of class? Is that the agreement we have here?
Yeah, thankfully.
Oh, I appreciate it. What class are you out of right now so we can send an apology note?
Global Foods.
Global Foods?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right.
Can we go in that class?
Interview.
Can we go live from that class and get some?
Well, today's not a good day. We're just prepping.
Kyler, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Okay, so that's an interesting class. Is that a seniors only class, or is that something that you can play, or you can, I guess, play? You can schedule or put on your schedule at any time.
Yeah, anyone can do it. Each quarter, there's a new.
So, what's your favorite thing
we do?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing you've cooked so far?
Definitely the tortellini.
Tortellini.
Mm-hmm. So good.
So, what's the? Is this like the old home ec where you just learn kind of to cook and the basic education of the kitchen, or is it completely different?
Pretty much. I mean, it's just learning the basics. I mean, everyone can take it, so it's like really dumbed down. But then, ironically, I also have another one called Culinary Fundamentals, where you just eat all the time. So,
okay? So for you, is it more about the eating, or more about the cooking?
It's like half and half.
Have it.
I love it. He just sees food in the title. He's like, all right, I'm taking this class. Check that.
Oh, wait. He can answer the question that we never asked Gary Niddle. Is it gyro or gyro, since you're in Global Foods?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can't really speak on that. I'm gonna say gyro, though.
That's my boy from East Palestine right there, gyro. KB, in all seriousness, man, I've been able to, I mean, crazy enough, watch you grow up over the last 4 years, and grow up you have, man. What are you? You're what, 6'5"? What are you?
Yeah, about 6'5".
6'5", you're an absolute monster. But the thing that impresses me always is your agility. I mean, people look at you and they think, okay, maybe he's just big. He can just get in the way. But what you've been able to do is be incredibly athletic along the way. You play first, you pitch, you're a tackle in football. You're a crazy good post in basketball that just cleans up the glass and puts the ball right back in the bucket. For you, how have you been able to kind of overcome people just thinking that you're just big and can, get in the way?
Kind of leave by the turn, but like mess around and find out. I mean, if you can underestimate me all you want, but you're gonna find out the hard way.
I love it, man. DJ said you're a multiple sport athlete. Talk about that and staying incredibly busy and how you're able to balance everything that you have to do as a kid and as a high school student while also playing all three sports.
Well, the coaches are all good friends with each other, so that practices balance out. If we have practice 5 to 7, there's going to be basketball open gym 8 to 9. So
you come from a family that has a lot of athleticism in it, and we're seemingly finding out a new branch of the tree every single time that we talk to you or one of your family members. So, to have a family that's so talented across, give us some examples of some of those relationships, some of those cousins or whatever that you have. And is it a competitor, or I guess, is it a competition, or is it a competitive nature? What is it?
It definitely came from my mom and my grandpa. They're both, I would say, freakishly competitive. They don't want to lose. Losing isn't an option. So,
what are the most competitive things that happen inside the Bourne household?
It's every day, man.
Every day.
First person to the dinner table. First person to complete all their tasks they have to do. Pretty much all the time. I mean, we'll play catch, we'll play football. Winners win.
I love it. Winners win. And you've done a lot of winning over the last 4 years. Obviously, there's still some left to do. For you, I mean, that's a culture that you've had to change. You've had to be a big hand in changing that culture. For you, what has been the biggest challenge of turning the corner from losing in expectations of East Palestine is just there and, not really being competitive to what you are? And every time you take the field with your teammates, you guys expect to win and to be competitive in whatever game you play.
From freshman, sophomore year, everyone had that look in the face like, who knows if we're going to win. Coaches really stepped in, kind of just told us, I mean, we have the potential to do something great, and we're going to keep doing it until we do it.
There is an outstanding pride in East Palestine that comes with every athlete that we talk to from there. Can you talk about that and what it means to you to represent the Bulldogs and to put on the colors and that you have been for your career, and what that means to you to represent that community?
I mean, everyone's alumni there, all the coaches, except Coach Reynolds. But, I mean, just everyone wants it bad enough, and they strive and strive and strive again till we get the mark we want.
I am incredibly proud of this baseball program. I mean, I know it's been a long time since I graduated, but it's gone through its ups and downs. And seemingly, you're talking about the coaches, Aaron Walker, one of my dear friends, and I think one of the best coaches you can possibly have, given a situation like you're in. I mean, he played first base, he pitched, and he went on to play at Georgia Tech and got drafted. You look at all of that. How often do you kind of bend AW's ear about, just certain situations in life, let alone baseball?
Yeah, I mean, he's been through it all. He definitely knows the situations. He knows exactly what he's talking about. I mean, whether it's pitching, I mean, he's a great pitching coach. He knows scenarios. I mean, he just helps all around.
Not every athlete gets the chance to be coached by someone that's been there for every level, been to a big college, been to professional baseball. Do you ever kind of pinch yourself a little bit and be like, man, I get to be, in this guy's vicinity every day. I get to pick his brain every day. Do you ever kind of just stop it and realize how lucky you are as an athlete to be able to be coached by that guy?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the IQ he has of the game. I mean, just the ball knowledge when it comes to especially pitching. I mean, from freshman year to senior year, there's a humongous difference in my mechanics. I mean, all props goes to him.
You recently played in a game that can be categorized as one that is program changing. I mean, you guys went to Columbiana, your opener, and you absolutely balled out. You end up winning that game, a mercy rule game against Columbiana, which I don't think has been done since the Reagan administration. For you guys to come out and open up your season like that against your arch rivals down the road, what was that like for you as a senior that's really starting and trying to make an impact in this baseball program?
Well, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, there's no better feeling, especially your opening day, the mercy rule, your arch rivals. I mean, it meant a lot. Everyone went in that game knowing we were going to win. We came up with the right approach to the plate, and it all paid out in the end.
Talk more about just the feelings after that game and realizing how big of a win it was. What were some of the ways that the team celebrated and some of the things, the emotions that went through your guys' heads when you were able to seal off that win?
Well, after the game, I mean, we were all in the group chat. I mean, we truly didn't know. I mean, the only way we lose the game is that we beat ourselves. And I mean, that's happened this year. We beat ourselves. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I don't see us losing another game this year, and that's still my mindset.
Oh, boy. Okay, there's bulletin board material. Here we go. Let's circle back. 2 tough losses against United earlier this week. A 2-0 loss earlier, and you guys were really in it. I mean, it was a pitcher's duel. I think there was 28 recorded strikeouts or something like that during that game with Cale and with Parker on the bump. And then, a tough loss, was it yesterday to United? So you look at that, and now you're 1-2, or you're right, 1-2 in the conference. For you guys, adversity you're literally right there with it right now. How do you bounce back? And what are some of the things you talked about the group chat? What are some of the things you guys have talked about as a team and as a program to get back into the win column against some of the EOAC's finest?
I mean, yeah, I think the big talk was offensively. We just need to get the bats going earlier. I mean, as of recently, we haven't been swinging at the best pitches. And defensively, I mean, early airs is really what it's been. Early airs. Once we get into, I'd say after the first inning, everyone locks in. We don't really make airs, but we just got to clean up that first inning and the hitting, and we'll be just fine.
You're talking about the group chat. What teammate is the loudest in that group chat? Who's the rah guy? The guy that gets everyone fired up. The one that's always, running that mouth a little bit and getting everybody in that headspace.
Definitely Blake Knoll. He's up there. I mean, it's kind of like every 10 minutes he's texting in it.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to click on you. There's always that one person in a group chat, right? That just like it's 11:30 at night. Like, give it up, or the worst, in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning. Someone's texting in the group chat. Nobody asked you, and they're just like a motivational quote or something like that. Like, that's not leadership. That's just being that guy. So, is Blake also that guy, or is there somebody else that's that guy?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's really everyone being kind of inspirational. I mean, not like inspirational quotes, but everyone has their heads up. But yeah, Blake's definitely the chirper in and off the field.
I love it. All right, so I got to ask you. I mean, you guys are very tight as a senior group. 6 of you, I believe, on this roster. But you've also got another youth movement coming up through, and a lot of those guys are in starting positions. Talk to me about what you guys are going to do to hand that baton to the younger group, so that way what you've built, the foundation that you guys have created, continues to build up brick by brick.
I'd say the biggest thing now is probably from the transition to high school. I mean, I feel like right now they just feel like they have too much on their plate, and I think they just need to slow it down, relax. I mean, it's really not as deep as they think it is, if you know what I mean. They just need to breathe and play the game when the game comes in.
On the flip side of that question, the 6 seniors that you've been playing with for so long, what's it been like for you to build this bond with them and to be able to share the senior year with those guys and to realize that this is your last go around with those guys that you've been playing for so long?
I mean, it's been great. I mean, we've all been friends since we were little. The bond's there. No one hates each other. Everyone's around each other every day, and we enjoy every second of it.
Kyler, one of the things that you and I kind of shared a couple moments at the basketball all-star game, and I asked you, I said, hey, how's it going with the recruitment process? 3-sport athlete, as big as you are, strong as you are, smart as you are, and as athletic as you are, doesn't oftentimes go this long without being scooped up. And you were like, I don't even know if I want to play. Is that still the case? Like, and what things, would you like to see yourself in another uniform at the next level, or what are your intentions and plans on doing when you graduate here in a month and a half?
I mean, I'm kind of just in that mindset. I mean, just kind of get a job, go into a trade, make that money early.
Count that paper, buddy. Count that paper.
What's that job? Do you have like a dream job of thing somewhere you want to land?
Probably right now, heavy equipment operator.
Did you say heavy equipment operator?
Yep.
Unbelievable. All right, so like, what do you want to? Do you want to be in a dump truck? Do you do you want to? Do you see yourself like utilizing a crane, like wrecking ball?
Excavating.
Like, we could come up with a new nickname for you there, Big Red.
That's all right. Probably excavating.
Excavate. All right. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that with a question.
Too big of a word
question.
for DJ.
So, whoa! I'll have you know I have a bachelor's of arts degree from the Westminster College. Okay, so let's just back it up there, Mr. Blue. Throwing shots. I'm catching strays from all over. Kyler, one of the things that again, I appreciate the most out of you is you have a love and a passion for the people that have supported you all throughout your childhood, throughout your experience and your ride so far. Who has been there for you? Who's been your role models? Who's helped you shape into the man you are right now?
Definitely my mom and my girlfriend. I mean, they just for me no matter what. No matter how bad of a game I have, they're always there for me.
When you think about advice you give to guys that are starting their career, now that you've gone through one and you can reflect on all the things you've gone through, what are some things that you tell them when they're freshmen or maybe they're 8th grade coming into high school about what it means to go through a career of being an athlete in every season?
Definitely what I was told when I was a freshman. Enjoy it now because it goes pretty fast. I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday, my freshman year, my first baseball game. So,
all right, my last question for you, dude, is just what legacy do you want to leave whenever you walk across that stage in a month and a half? Like, what do you want people to remember about Kyler Bourne as a student athlete at East Palestine High School?
One of those teammates that brings you up, that turned around the ship from freshman to my senior year, and beat Columbiana.
My last question for you: when you graduate, you get that diploma, you're going to reflect on everything you've been able to accomplish, whether it be in the classroom or on the field or on the court. What are going to be some of the things that you're most proud of yourself for being able to accomplish?
Definitely going out of my comfort zone these last couple of years with like joining football. I was always scared of tearing my ACL again, and probably academically, I've improved massively. That's probably it. Yeah,
buddy, I can speak. I'm so proud of you. I'm so incredibly proud of you. You've been fun to follow. It's been an honor to be able to watch you grow as a young man, as a great athlete, and a better human. We catch a lot of flack from being down there in East Palestine, but you have been a bright and shining beacon for the younger generations to look up to, and I'm sure that's not going to go away even after you walk across that stage here in a little bit. Buddy, so proud of you. So incredibly proud of you. Thanks for taking some time Obviously, you got a lot left to do and a lot more damage to bring as part of that Bulldog baseball program. We'll be watching, and certainly, I don't know, maybe a big dog or two while you're on your way out, buddy. So congratulations. We're proud of you. Thanks for the time today, buddy. Go get that tortellini.
That's the plan. Thank you.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen,
He's like, I'm going.
Kyler Moore. he is so awesome. Like that last 2 seconds, like that's the plan. That's him. That's him. Like when we do these interviews, sometimes you feel like an archaeologist because you're just trying to dust off to see what really is there, what human is really inside, and we get those glimpses sometimes because different people. Gary Niddle, we saw at the beginning of the show. He's done this a billion times. Yep. He's so comfortable with this. And some of these kids. You've done 8 of these with who was it with Kylie?
Kylie Folkman, yeah.
And this is second nature to her. She's on YSN more than I am. So it's one of those things like, okay, no problem. Hop on. Kyler's one of those quiet guys, keeps to himself. Don't piss him off. I can tell you that.
Mess around, find out.
Yeah, right. I'm so glad he said mess because I was like, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Because it's glitching for me right now. So I heard around and find out, and I was like, uh-oh. And I heard you repeat it, and I was like, oh, thank goodness. So, great kid. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that young man, what he's been able to do for my hometown. When you think of people that pick up the baton, that take the baton and run with it, it doesn't always happen. It doesn't. And for Kyler Bourne, it did. And, he's, like I said, he's been a beacon of light in a community that's needed it over the last few years. So, Kyler, we appreciate you, man. A protector and a guy that's finally getting his time in the spotlight. So couldn't be happier for him, and certainly couldn't be happier that he's in that brown and white and representing the good old East Palestine. And what a show, dude.
That was a good
What a show. And we're fighting through some technical difficulties. The weather not cooperating, which is affecting our internet, which is making things choppier than the Atlantic. I don't know if that's really choppy water or not, but I felt that was the best. Well, it was one of the only bodies of water that I know, other than the Meander Reservoir.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, I think
I know one of the oceans. One of the oceans and the Meander Reservoir. Lake Erie, right? You know that. Hopefully.
I only say Meander because there's a really interesting nickname coming this fall based on the Meander. So just if you know, you know. But
the Gulf of America. It's a body of water.
That is a great body of water. That is a great body of water. The Gulf of America. That's what we're talking about, buddy. I got to be careful because that Canadian flag is somewhere around here. I don't want. Hemberger's been quiet today.
I know. Where is he? Is he on a road trip back to Canada?
I'm a little nervous. Can we do a wellness check? A wellness check on Steven Hemberger? That's. You might be right. He could be on the road back to Canada in his truck with maple leaves decorated all over it. The Canada Express.
They found him. They sent him back.
That's what we're going to call. I thought you were being real. I thought there was an update that they found him.
No, they found him. Here he is in the comments.
Brian Rutledge saying, great kid, and his teammates love him. It doesn't matter the sport. Obviously, Brian, I've been friends with Brian for a long time.
Talk about a guy holding it up for East Palestine, man. Brian.
He's awesome. Brian Rutledge is incredible. A leader. He's, just so selfless, incredible. And his sons, Kyle's over here somewhere, I think he's at work today. But you've got what Peyton's been able to do just as a young buck. He's in there. He took a hard one. It looked like it hurt. and got up, bounced up, and got down. Now, Brian could probably fix him up because he's got that kind of training, right? That first aid, first response training. But the Rutledges overall are a tough being. Like, they are a tough brand of sport. And I know them all well and appreciate them all. And certainly Brian, great leader in the community as well. Here we go. Sorry for the interruption. Kibbs, you're all right, dude.
You're good, buddy.
You're like, that was not we just had another interview we had to get to, but we want to give you the runway without your interpreter next time. If you want Nitz to do it, maybe we'll just put you guys on a show and I'll just let him go. Like, just let Nitz go and ask you some crazy questions.
That might be wild.
I mean, Todd Kibbe's an incredible coach. I think Crestview is going to have, they already have something special, but they're going to have something. They're talking 2 years. That is more of a target and not hey, let's see what happens in 2 years. This is like, hey, this is what we have coming. But I think they can win now. They're a little bit turbulent to start the season. We did an interview that'll air tomorrow with another young man who, said the same thing. It's a slow start to the season, but when you're only 4 games in, you got 18 left.
Yeah.
There's a lot of runway, of runway for that plane. So that would be grade A content. Well,
did we just lock that in? Are we doing it?
Kibbs, find a sponsor. We'll take care of it.
We'll do it.
We'll make it happen. No, we want to thank Todd Kibbe, Gary Niddle, Kyler Bourne coming on the show today. Just great interviews. And this is what it's about, is interviewing these great heroes in the community, such as those 3 we just mentioned, so many more. And by the way, if you think that you want to be on our show or you have any ambition to be on our show and you want to talk about sports in our community, whether you're a fan, a coach, a student athlete, we want to talk to you. So reach out to us on social media. We're working on a webpage right now, our landing page rather, that will connect to YSN. You can fill out all kinds of stuff and be part of these interviews on an everyday basis, Monday through Friday. So, Ant, let's do our thanks to our sponsors today and every day, which are Greenwood Chevrolet and Toyota of Warren. Greenwood Chevrolet, it's car care month, Ant.
It is car care month, which means you better make sure that your tires and your brakes are taken care of, and the service department over at Greenwood Chevrolet will absolutely take care of you for that. You don't want to miss a beat when it comes to those things because they're so important to your car and your safety. They have a great service department at Greenwood Chevrolet. They also have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles, including the 2022 Chevy Silverado that gives you the perfect opportunity to make it happen. Only 18,000 miles on this Silverado they have on the lot, packed with all the great features that you want from your Chevy trucks, 4-wheel drive, all the navigation features as well. Don't wait. Stop by today and take a test drive with the pre-owned vehicles, including the 2022 Chevy Silverado at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Little did you know you were going to have Anthony look up cars for you, including the Chevy Silverado right there. And your reads keep getting better and better every day, and mine stink. Mine are bad. Like, I'm just ripping off the top of my head. You're doing like research. You're buying cars for people. I'm proud of you. I'm surprised you didn't check everybody's credit score before you jumped on. Super proud of you. If you got a 500 to 700, Chevy Silverado is for you. Well, I'm an ad-lib guy, and unlike my dear friend Anthony Ronald Hartwig, I off the top, I'm just ripping like Eminem, okay? Like Pat McAfee, if you will, last night on a big night out. And if you want a big night at, and you don't want to just absolutely just slaughter your bank account, you need to go to our friends at Toyota of Warren, because let me tell you something. The Tundra I'm in, not only is it roomy, but it leaves lots of room in my bank account for other stuff that you can purchase along the way, accessories, which they also have at Toyota of Warren. And you can, as Exhibit used to do, pimp your ride right here at Toyota of Warren. And I'll tell you what, the Tundra, I love it. She's a beast, man. And they've got their new 2025s are out, and they are just flying off the lot. So if you are in the need for a new or used vehicle and you feel like, hey, I want to go see something that's going to not only look good, but feel good and leave me with some scratch for more, you need to go check out and hang out with our friends at Toyota of Warren. Tino and the whole gang out there, Jimmy Wilson in the finance department is going to make you feeling great walking out those doors, not like you made a mistake. And certainly you're going to have something that's safe and reliable as well. So go check out our friends at Toyota of Warren. I literally drove past last night. My wife gave the old hi Tino as we drove by. Like literally, like that's not a facetious, that's not made up. That is a real story. She waved as we were driving in the 4Runner. Kids were sleeping in the back. Well, I think Bella was sleeping. Z was playing his video games. That's all he does. So that might be my spark. But anyway, it was awesome. We love the people over there at Toyota of Warren. We love Greg Greenwood Chevrolet, and we're so grateful that they believe in us and what we do every single day. This chat is absolutely wild. Mikey Irvin is like, we'll
Bubble
sponsor
Tech, man.
Bubble Tech's in. We're this is gonna happen. It's I mean,
it's like that.
Business is business, and business happens sometimes in the chat. And Todd Kibbe and Mike Irvin are cutting business deals on YSN in the chat room on Facebook. Hey, boys, way to do business. Way to do it out in the open. Mikey, you're locked in. That is your segment with Todd Kibbe and Gary Niddle. Be careful what you wish for. That's all I'm gonna say. No, it's gonna be great. We're excited we'll get that lined up right now, right after we hop off. But before we hop off, got to pay some more bills and be grateful for one of our longest sponsors that we've ever had here on YSN, one that has been great to us and every day brings a smile to your face or makes you think. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for What's Your Spark, presented by Joe Dickey Electric. They are everything electrical, and they are open online 24/7, 365 at DickeyElectric.com. Antonio, what is your spark?
So my spark, we just got an email today of the official schedule from Mike Kernan of the Strikeout Cancer Tournament going on this weekend at McCune Park. I want to give a shout out to that. Hopefully we get the weather to have this, because it's a great event that is hosted by Coach Kernan and his wife every year, that a bunch of teams from around the region kind of get together at McCune Park and kind of have an event where they're wearing pink. They're trying to strike out the breast cancer awareness. And it's a great event. I'll be down there. Ty Bartel will be down there doing games too, weather permitting, of course. If you're a softball fan, make sure you're down in McCune Park this weekend for not just great softball, but also a wonderful cause as we try to raise money and raise awareness to fight breast cancer.
I'm going to just let you know that we are 1 week away.
1 week.
Literally 1 week away. I will be pulling up to a condo in Myrtle Beach, and we're going to be, hopefully it's beautiful and warm and sunny. Otherwise, I'm going to be really upset, really mad. 8 floors is going to be a long way down if that's the weather.
No, this is dark.
This is it.
It's really dark.
No, I'm excited. It's going to be a great time down in Myrtle Beach. It's the highlight of our year. A little bit of work, which I love. A little bit of vacation. A lot of friendships. A lot of relationships down there, and we get to cover a lot of softball and as much baseball as humanly possible. And it's frustrating. We reached out yesterday to the facility and wasn't great feedback. So we're going to continue to try to fight through that. On the baseball side, but softball, we're good. Softball, they love us down there. They appreciate us. I'll guarantee I'll get yelled at by the same guy I get yelled at every single year, and he'll tell me that I'm not faculty or staff, and I shouldn't be in that box. And I'll say, sir, you say this every year, and every year I forget your name. So hopefully that happens, because he's an elder gentleman and he always smiles, and I think it's a work a little bit. I think it's just shtick, so to speak, but we'll see it. But hey, we're going to be down there and we're going to be watching some softball on the beach. Nothing better. And certainly we're happy to be part of this annual tradition that all these districts and here's the exciting part. From what I hear, there's going to be more next year. There's a lot of schools thinking next year, Myrtle Beach spring break, it's going to be earlier than it is this year. They're going down. I can't wait.
People are catching on. They're looking at the weather around here, and they're like, you know what? We got to get out of this.
This weather stinks. Need a color guy? Always. Well, actually, this time I don't, because Chris Colucci will be joining us down in Myrtle Beach, freeloading his way to some crab legs.
Making sure that he's got that power generator on point too.
Yeah, we're taking we're taking 2 power generators this time. We learned our ways. Great show today. Once again, we want to thank our friends Gary Niddle, Todd Kibbe, and Kyler Bourne for stopping by. Seriously, I know it's tough at noon to carve out some time for us, and we're certainly glad that they were able to do it. Again, if you'd like to be interviewed, if you'd like to be part of our player profile series or Coach's Corner, or if you're a community member and you think you want to just come on and talk about some of the great things that you're doing in your community, come on board. We're here for you. We're here for it. And we're here for that smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you as always for joining us, because without you, this is not possible. Each and every day, as Sam saying, enjoy your big week. I haven't even finished watching that yet. And I'm so amped up to do it. And write stories, of course, on ysnlive.com. Oh, by the way, Ant, do you want to do a pitch before we leave for people? And this isn't like an angst pitch. This is if you want your team to be highlighted and you want stories, please give us your game changer. You do it better than me, because it sounds like I'm angry when I do it. So go ahead and do your thing. Yeah,
if you're out there and you don't see your stories going up, make sure to send us a message on social media, whether it be Facebook message or Instagram. Heck, if you want to message Twitter too, we don't get a lot of DMs on Twitter, but if you want to DM us on Twitter, go ahead and do that too. Just let us know what your game changer is. And if you don't have a game changer, then what you got to do is you just got to email in stats. We would love to do a story about your games and to cover your team. So if you have a game changer, make sure we're aware of it. If you don't see your stories popping up, we try to get as many as possible. And then if you don't have a game changer, then you can email in the story recaps to a couple of other different email addresses. DM us and we'll give you out the emails to send those to make sure that your team gets covered all season with stories and recaps, because we love to do them.
Thank you for not giving out my personal email. That was a light right here at the end of the show. Ant, you did a great job. Appreciate you. That is going to do it for our show. Again, for more scores, stats, stories, interviews, head on over to ysnlive.com. We'll have them all there. All those interviews, if you missed anything, will be up on ysnlive.com this afternoon, as well as any stories that we missed from yesterday. For Anthony Hartwick, my name is DJ Yoakley. We'll see you right here tomorrow at noon. And may the sports be with you, buddy.
And you, my friend.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.